Hey, what's happening? We are live. How in the world are you doing? Man, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. Thank goodness. Now, that doesn't mean I'm in perfect condition because I'm not, but I feel a lot better. A lot better. I think in another couple weeks I'm gonna be feeling like $1,000,000. So oh, hey, Linda Ann Barber, thank you so much. I feel so much better, and I also know that there are a lot of people that have had COVID that did not make it through, and so I'm incredibly grateful that I made it through, and um, I feel a lot better, a lot better. Teresa, thank you. It's good to be seen. Oh, Yasmin. I told Yasmin, this girl right here, she's famous. Y'all need to follow her. Every time I turn on the TV, I'm seeing a commercial with her in it for Comfort Inn. And then Yasmin, I saw another one. Was it an insurance company? Did I see you in an insurance company ad on TV too? Not too long ago. Anyway, you guys follow Yasmin. She is a rock star. I love that woman. So make sure you follow her. Follow her. She's a very famous actress. And she was Miss Mrs. Minnesota. Minnesota. Did I say that right? Minnesota. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying it right. What's up, Brian Hess? He was Mr. Pittsburgh. I'm kidding. I don't I don't think that's true. I can't back that up. What's up, Bruce? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Carrie Lynn Carter, what's happening? Scott Ricard is in the house. So listen, I got to tell you guys something. I don't know if Jerry Eisenhower, I don't know if Jerry's watching or if his amazing wife Cheryl is watching. But I got something in the mail today. I actually was invited to write a chapter in a book with Jerry that Jerry produced. He put the whole thing together. Hang on a minute. Let me get to the front here. So Brandy Biswell is in here. Donovan Blanks, Donovan, my brother. Bob Ferrari is in here. Steve Hall, Carter Harkins, Taylor Hill, Jerry Eisenhower, Cheryl Eisenhower, Joshua Kelly, Scott McCain is in here. That's amazing. My brother Scott. Tommy Mello wrote a chapter in here. Randy Pennington, Jillian Stewart, Ken Walls, and Bob Wise. And here it is. Look at that. Isn't that a cool looking book? It's called the CVC Success Journal, and I wrote a chapter in that. I'm very honored. I received a copy of it today from Jerry, so thank you for that. I appreciate you, brother. Oh my Lord, look at we have celebrities just lining up. We have the one and only James Barber, also known as Phantom of the Opera, also known as Beast in Beauty and the Beast. Probably known as Beast in I'm kidding. He's an awesome dude. Love that guy. Follow James Barber for sure. Doug Wing, it's good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. I just responded to your Marco Polo, by the way. AJ, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am so grateful. I'm so much better. I mean, I think about a month ago, not even a month ago, a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's getting better. And here's the thing, like with the flu or a cold or something like that, like, one day you're feeling really bad, next day you wake up and you're like, wow, I'm better. I think I'm better. Not so with COVID. Not so with COVID. COVID, well, at least for me, I've woke up and thought, man, I feel a lot better, and then an hour later I'm like, and I just got hit by a bus. And so it's really weird. It's such a small incremental for me, it's been just these every day, just a little bit. It's weird. I've never been through anything like this, so I don't know how to explain it except for every day I feel a little bit better. And that's it. Today I feel like I don't even know, 95% maybe. I mean, I can't go out and run because I still have shortness of breath sometimes. So like but I feel a lot better. That's all. That's all I got to say. But anyway, so I wanted to hop on, check in, say what's up, do a, show you guys the new book that I'm in with so many other amazing rock stars, the CVC Success Journal with Jerry Eisenhower. I was thinking today because I wrote a chapter in a book for Dr. Reverend Temple Hayes, and I don't know the publisher guy. I forget his name. Well, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. But he published a book for with Forbes Riley, and I was supposed to be in that book too with Forbes. She asked me to write a chapter in her book, which I did, but then something happened with the publisher and the timeline or something. I don't know, but I am I am, I did write a book with Temple Hayes, Dr. Reverend Temple Hayes. I've written a chapter in several books and have written a few of my own now, and I'm actually writing another book right now. So, and honestly, the book that I'm writing now, I'm not going to tell you what it is or what it's about yet. It was something that it was an idea that I had while I was laying in bed, almost dead from COVID. I thought if I live through this, I'm writing this book, and it's something I am definitely an expert in. So, anyway, I'm really excited about that. I'm excited that all of you took your time to pop on here and say hello to me. I haven't been live in a minute because honestly, I have not had the freaking energy. It's crazy. Like I'll sit here and go, I want to go live and I want to, do, but I fizzle out. It's been nuts. But tonight I'm like, I'm going to go live. So here I am. What's been going on with you guys? Anything cool or exciting? Let's see what some of the comments are. James Barber, always my brother, always. Excuse me. James just interviewed me on Ted McGrath's podcast. James, if you're still on here, what is the name of that, man? I'm so sorry, dude. What's the name of that podcast you just interviewed me for? Drawing a blank, man. Sorry. I still have COVID brain. I can use that as an excuse. Next week I'll use my age. But I was going back through some oh my gosh. Yeah, Doug and I are going to do a live stream hopefully tomorrow night. We're going to talk about that book right there. This is going to be an unbelievable book. Giant Success with it's about his father Hal Wing and the Little Giant Ladder Company. It's going to be an unbelievable book. It's going to be a bestseller on the first day. It's going to hit number one. I know it. I know it. I know it. And I mean, I happen to have my wife is helping write the book with Doug and Jeffrey Gittimer. And so I happen to have an inside scoop. And I'm telling you guys, you wait until you read this book. You will not be able to put it down. If you like stories of the underdog getting his rear end kicked to the moon and back and still coming out and creating a $200+ million a year company, you'll want to read this book. And this is a guy too, Hal Wing, Doug's father. Just besides Doug, because Doug is a giving, loving, caring dude. He is one of my best friends in the world. Besides him, I mean, his dad, like the apple didn't fall far from the tree. with Doug, at least, because Doug is like his dad. So his dad was one of the most giving, loving, caring people. He really loved other human beings. And he loved other human beings. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? With that, he didn't expect anything in return from them. He loved unconditionally. That's the word, unconditionally. There's a story about a guy that lost half of his leg in an accident at this guy's job, and Doug's father didn't even know this guy. I mean, barely. He knew his wife from the bank. The guy's laying in the hospital and covered in blood and dirt still, had in the middle of the emergency still. And Doug's father got his way into this ICU unit, and he was able to convince the doctors that he was this guy's brother. And he went in, ended up washing the guy's face and hands, and washing the blood off and cleaning this guy up, and ended up giving this dude a job. And he worked there for the rest of his life, or the rest of his working career rather. And I am just to read some of these stories, and how Hal Wing had these principles that he lived by, and that he lived by these principles. He taught these principles, and he created he just created this amazing company. And he had no he had no fear, like zero fear. What's up, Bill Have? What's going on, Bill Have? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, Dean, it's awesome. So Doug and I sent Doug a message on Marco Polo, and I haven't heard back yet, but I think we're going to do a live stream tomorrow night, some point this week. And we're going to talk about his dad and the principles that he lives by as a result of, what his dad taught him, what he saw as a kid, what he saw growing up. He grew up in the Little Giant Ladder Company, working there for 45 years or 40 years, whatever it was. Doug, you can tell everybody. Pardon me for my sinuses now draining all of a sudden. That's weird. But anyway, so yeah, it's going to be, that's great. Hey, Doug, have you ever walked under a ladder? That's a great question, actually. That's a great question. I'm not superstitious like that, so I do it all the time. Might explain some things, actually. I'm not superstitious like that. Linda says, wow, inspiring to do more, do better. Wonderful, man. There's another story, Linda, of Hal Wing being in a car dealership, and there was this young couple trying to get a car, and they couldn't afford the down payment or something. I don't remember what it was exactly. But Hal said, I got it. And he told the car salesman, he didn't even know this young couple, newlywed couple, just paid for half of their car, brand new car, paid for half of it right there on the spot. That's the kind of man he was. Every Christmas he would have Doug and other people come over, and Hal and his Doug's mother would give him all these envelopes. They were blank envelopes filled with cash, lots of cash. And they'd say, here's a list of the names and the homes that you need to take these envelopes to. And they'd show up with thousands of dollars for people just because. And it was anonymous. They were not allowed to know that it was Hal Wing doing it. This book is going to be a life-changing book for a lot of people. It's going to be inspiring. It's going to change your life. It's going to change. You know how you change your life? Here's how you change your life. If you want to change your life, this is how you do it. You ready? It's really simple. You have to change your perspective. You have to change the way that you frame things. You have to frame things in your life differently than you ever have before. And once you learn how to reframe things and put things into a different perspective, your life will change because, like Dr. Wayne Dyer said, change your thinking, change your life. Change your thoughts, change your life. If you change what you think about, if you change your perspective, if you change your view, your paradigm, you have that paradigm shift. If you change that, you can change anything in your life. But you got to start with your thoughts. Dr. Joe Dispenza has this wonderful program. It's on a network called Gaia, Gaia. I think that's how you spell it. And it's called Rewired. I think it's Rewired. Pretty sure it's Rewired. I've watched it twice. I should know what it's called. It is phenomenal. I absolutely think everybody watching this should watch that. It is absolutely phenomenal. The power that God gave us, the power in between these two ears. And it's not just power that I have or a few people have. It's not like for the chosen ones. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. And here's the sad part, though. 99% of the people watching this, 99% of the people that watch anything on Facebook Live, 99, 98, 99, somewhere in there, percent will never do anything with that power, ever. They'll never do anything with the power that they've been given, which is really sad to me. They will take that power for granted every single day of their life for 75, 80, 90 years, and then they die, and that's it. That's it. And to me, that's just sad. Like all it takes is, and I don't mean to oversimplify it, but all it takes is making a decision. Making a decision that I am not going to live like this anymore. I cannot live like this anymore. And then surround yourself with people that will hold you accountable. See, here's the problem. And I listen, I can relate to this big time because I'm a recovered alcoholic. I have 19 years sober by the grace of God and a lot of hard work. And for many, many years, I was going to do it on my own. I was going to figure this out on my own. All I need to do is not drink as much. Or there were times when I'd say, the real problem is that beer I drink. Maybe I should just switch to wine and not drink beer because beer just kind of makes me grumpy. It makes me, it seems like I black out too easily on beer. So then I'd switch to wine because, the alcohol in wine is way different than the alcohol in beer. And that didn't work out. So then I'd switch to Crown Royal. Maybe I need to be a classy drunk and just drink the top shelf stuff like Crown Royal and Sky Vodka or whatever, right? So then I'd switch to that. And of course, that didn't work out. And so, it took every last drop of alcohol I consumed to get me to finally go, hey, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, the common denominator of all of my problems, all of my negative thoughts, the common denominators are two things. One, the first one being alcohol seems to always be involved in my problems. And second, I am a common denominator. So let's get rid of the alcohol, then work on the person, the spirit, the spiritual being inside of the person, work on that and see if we can clean all that up, have a stronger connection to God, like pray for that, create that, start doing the next right thing. And somehow it just works out. It just works out. Just put one foot in front of the other. Subaru says, I can't stop eating. I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat. It's a vicious cycle. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's someone I'd like to get in touch with and forgive myself. So, I can tell you right now, Subaru, I can tell there's Victoria. I got to say hi to Victoria real fast. And Dean Hankey, you're right. I've been on the wagon for 38 years. I only fell off twice. So I can't stop eating. I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat. So what I'll tell you is this. Addiction is addiction. Is addiction is addiction. Doesn't matter what it is. And if you're trying to figure it out on your own, you will probably never achieve it, what you're looking for. The solution it seems like the solution is being surrounded by other people who are struggling with the same thing, and you help each other. So I would say to you, or to anyone, if you're struggling with something, it's I have this mastermind group, and it's about business and how to expand and grow your business. It's part of my Grow Live Academy. And I see magical things happen for people in these groups. I coach people that may have this little tiny thing that they're stuck in, and we go through a few sessions, and bam, all of a sudden there it is. The light comes on. They're like, oh my God. Because when you're trying to figure something out on your own, you're likely not going to, especially if it's a problem that you created. Einstein said it best. Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. You're not going to solve a problem. And that's a version of what he said. It was something like that, but basically you're not going to solve a problem with the same mind that created it, the same thought process, the same patterns. You're not going to solve any problem with that. It's getting around other people. It's being brutally honest with yourself, then with others, and with God about what you can and cannot do on your own. Once you admit, I mean, I had to look, I had a guy, the last day that I drank, I had this guy that was a bartender at another bar that I knew. I'm not going to tell you his full name, but his name's Chip. Chip. Imagine hanging out with a dude named Chip. Like that, just like he might as well have called himself Trouble. Chip. So Chip calls me after I'd already surrendered and said, I'm not drinking anymore. This is crazy. I'm like out, I got to stop. I'm losing everything. And I was losing everything. Chip calls me. He's like, dude, I got a couple of chicks with me. Let's go, man. We're going to the bar. We're going to have fun. And I said, no, I'm not going, Chip. Nope. My fur brother is named Chip. What is a fur brother? Taiba. Oh, you're awesome. I love Taiba. She's amazing. What is a fur brother? So Chip says he's got these girls with him and blah, blah, blah. And I said, dude, no, I'm done. Where are you? I said, I'm not, no, goodbye. And I hung up. And then I did the smartest thing that I ever could have done. And that is I turned the power off on my cell phone. And I said, God, I didn't say it. I screamed it. I laid on a hotel room bed, bawling my eyes out. And I said, God, I can't live like this anymore. I don't like who I am. I don't want to be who I am. I don't want to live anymore, but I don't want to die. And I said, if you're real, if you're really real, I need your help because I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to turn it off. And I didn't. And the next day, I remembered somebody saying to me, you need to just ask God to keep you sober one day at a time. And so the next day I got up and I said, okay, if you're there, please help me stay sober today. Amen. That was it. That's literally was my prayer for the whole day. And I waited until I don't even know why I waited so long. Like the level of self-importance I thought of myself. Like I really thought a lot of myself. Like, there's a saying, I'm not much, but I'm all I think about. Like that's all I thought about was how important. I drove a Mercedes. I was president of my own company. I thought I was all that and a bag of potato chips, and I wasn't any of that. And so I drove 40 miles, I think it was, out of town, 40 or somewhere in there, to a meeting, to go to a recovery meeting out of town, because I thought I'm far too important to be walking into a church to a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous in this area and have somebody see me doing that. Oh, no, 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 no. And so I go 40 miles out of town, whatever it was. It was a long drive. And I go to this meeting and I get a cup of coffee. I sit down in a chair at this table and right next to a doctor that I knew. And I looked at him. What are you doing here? He's like, I've been in here for years waiting on you. Okay. So, it took surrender. It took surrender. And I don't know why. I know other people that get there too. I know people that get to that place, no matter what it is they're struggling with, that get to that place where they surrender, but they don't get it. I've seen people die of addiction that were really, really, really incredible, good people, and they didn't get it because I don't know why. I like to be a pompous ass sometimes and pretend like I know and say, well, it's because they didn't surrender, or maybe they weren't honest about themselves or whatever. But I don't know what it is. All I know is this. I surrendered to a power greater than myself, and I've stayed surrendered by the grace of God. I've stayed surrendered for over 19 years now. And I've not had a drink of alcohol, not a drop, or a mind or mood altering drug. And I am unbelievably grateful for that. And I take it every single day. I take one day at a time. People are like, oh my gosh, you're going to have 20 years. No, don't jinx me like that. If I make it to August of next year, I'll get 20 years, but I take it one day at a time. One day at a time. And that's it. Doesn't mean that I don't make plans and set goals and have dreams and all of that, because I do. I wrote a dang book on it, 2 books on it. But I push forward and stay. As soon as you say, by the way, as soon as you say I stay humble, like your humility and humbleness just went out the door. But I do. How do I word this? I'm trying to figure out how to word. So I work on just staying grateful and as humble as I possibly can, for one day at a time, living my life one day at a time. And I also live my life. It does help, by the way. I highly recommend this. It does help if you wake up in the morning and one of your first, let's say 1,000 thoughts, right? Assuming you have the average of 50, 60, 70,000 thoughts a day. One of your first thoughts of the day is, how can I be of service? How can I help somebody else today? If you live like that, we see it. Look, all you have to do is go scroll through Instagram and you can see thousands upon millions of people who are all about how cool can I look, how I'm and again, I'm nothing against it, but like you see kids on there that are in their early 20s renting private jet so they can do a photo shoot sitting on a private jet that never even leaves the freaking hangar that it's sitting in. But they pay thousands of dollars so they can do a photo shoot inside a private jet. Or they're going to Miami and spending $1,000 or $1,500 a day renting a Lamborghini to get some pictures and drive around and look cool. Meanwhile, they're racking up credit card bills doing that crap, and they haven't figured anything out. So we live in a very fake society, and it's my vision and my goal to change that and help people become more authentic, real, loving, and caring about their fellow human beings. It's a goal, and it's a big goal, but it's a goal nonetheless. So Carissa says, his grace and mercy is new every morning. God will give. Oh, yes, I totally agree. Totally agree with that. AJ, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Scrolling up here. Cynthia Mannion is in the house. Are you kidding me? Cynthia, Brad French. Holy smokes. What's happening, Brad? Holy moly. I haven't seen you guys in a minute. So, my parents got a dog. Cole is required to call him Uncle Chip. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I fight for those people, all the oppressed, depressed, alcoholics, drug addicts. I fight to give them hope every day so they can wake up in the morning and know there's somebody out there fighting. And Subaru, I hear you. And I think that's awesome. But I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something from a place of absolute love. I'm going to say something to you. It's time for you to stop fighting for everybody else and start fighting for yourself. Start fighting for yourself. Get control of what you want to get control of in your life. Start fighting for you. When I first got sober, one of the things that I wanted to do more than anything was help other alcoholics. And I'm going to tell you something that somebody, an old timer, very old timer, 40 plus years sober, this old guy from New York, never forget him, Bob. He says to me, he said, why you keep trying to help all these alcoholics? I go, because that's part of what we're supposed to do. It's the 12th. It's literally the 12th step is give back, help other alcoholics stay sober. He goes, you've been sober like for a week. I go, oh, whatever. Yeah. Okay. And he goes, you don't have anything they want. And I was so pissed off. I'll never forget. I was so mad. I was like, what are you talking about? I've been sober a week longer than they have. He goes, you don't have anything that they need. You just got sober. Stop trying to give something away that you don't have. And I went, whoa, that's rude. You're being rude, you old bastard. I'll never forget. I mean, I was like, I can't believe this guy's saying this to me. And he wasn't like, I didn't even barely even knew this guy. He just saw me at meetings doing. And so, today it makes sense to me today. You can't give something away that you don't have. You cannot give something away that you don't have. I can't sit here and say that, I know anything about overeating. Well, I take that back. I might know a couple things about it, especially when they send you home from the hospital. I had COVID. They're giving me steroids, and I didn't realize. I was like, why? I could not get enough to eat. Like I could not. I'm not exaggerating. I could not stop eating. My wife's like, why do you keep ordering stuff from that what's it called? Instacart. Every day I'm ordering something from Instacart. Anyway, I digress. So I can't say I know anything about owning a Lamborghini because I've never owned one. I can't give you advice on I can't give you advice on how to change the oil in a Lamborghini because I've never done it. I can't give you something I don't have that knowledge. So I would say that, fight for yourself, man. I'm telling you, like when I first got sober, I have two beautiful daughters today. One is going to be 16 in a couple months, mind blowing. And one is 11. Two amazing, amazing daughters. Now they are in their teens. The youngest is not a teen yet, but good God, she might as well be. And I know they know I love them, and I know they love me. And they love to test my patience. But that being said, they've never seen me take a drink. They've never seen me take a drink. And if I would have said back when I first got sober, here's a list of everything that I want from sobriety, probably by at least 1,000 times, I would have sold myself short. The gifts, the miracles, the unbelievable life I've been given as a result of surrendering to God, who I called him God because that's what I've always been taught. But I had to surrender to something bigger than me. I had to surrender to, in recovery, they call it a higher power. And the reason that they call it a higher power is because there are a lot of people that come into recovery who are atheists. They've been so badly beaten down by life and by other people that they can't believe in God. There is no such thing to them as God, and there never will be a God to some of those people. And so in the infinite wisdom of God and the providential intervention of God with the people who founded recovery, the recovery movement, they said, well, we can welcome anybody. Doesn't matter what their religious beliefs are. My higher power is Brad Pitt. That is hilarious. Oh, Carissa, that's so sweet. It's not, it's just and that's the other thing is it's my obligation, it's my duty to share my message. But they said it doesn't matter what you call God. Call your higher power, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure that you are not your higher power, because your best thinking got you into a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. Your best thing, like I saw a guy one time doing I was doing an intervention call with a buddy of mine, and this guy was laying in traction. Literally, like almost every inch of his body was covered in a cast, and he's up in traction and all this stuff, and he had flown through a windshield or something, hit a tree, and the guy, so we were there to talk to him about, hey, you might want to consider that alcohol is a problem for you, and we have a solution, and this guy is like, why are you guys here? He's literally laying in traction, can't move, and he's looking to one side. Over here is me, the other side's my buddy. Why are you guys here? we're here to talk to you about a solution for your drinking problem. He's like, I don't have a problem. Like, dude, you're literally laying in a freaking full body cast and you're in denial. Are you shitting me? Pardon my language, but are you serious right now? Like, you have a problem, bro. Like, it's a really bad like, I have a problem and I've never been in traction. So you definitely have a problem. But like, it's mind-blowing how freaking powerful denial is. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-boggling how powerful we can stay in denial. And and here's the worst part. It will take your life. It will kill you. Dead. Not pretend dead like television, real dead, like the cemetery. Dead. It will kill you. Denial will kill you. Karen, I love you. I think you're amazing. And I'm grateful that our life paths crossed as well. So, like, anyway, I don't even know where all of this came from. But, denial is a killer, Brad. It's definitely a killer. And this isn't just about drinking. It's not just about drinking. It's about this. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to change? What needs to happen in your life for you to not die with your music still in you? What needs to change? And I can't answer that for you, obviously. You have to answer it. And sometimes you have to dig really, really, really deep. Laura Wilkerson, one of my heroes. I love you. You're amazing. Glenn Caldwell, I appreciate you too, brother. Thank you. I can attest to that. It's not just about drinking. It's not. It's about so many other things too. So many other things. I know. I've personally had one-on-one time with people trying to help them get sober and stay sober. And then I've attended their funerals. Had it happen. And it's the saddest thing in the world. So sad. Oh, that's so nice. I know who you're talking about. That's so nice, Laura. You go have fun. Anyway, so, I just want to come in and say, hey, want to tell everybody about the amazing success journal I received in the mail today. I wrote a chapter in this book with Jerry Eisenhower, and Scott McCain is in here. So many other, Randy Pennington, so many other amazing. I mean, those guys are Hall of Fame speakers, and I wrote a book. I wrote a chapter in a book that they wrote a chapter in as well. So I think it's pretty cool. But and listen, for those of you that don't know, back in 1986, maybe 85. No, it would have been 86. I was called into the guidance counselor's office in my senior year and told, hey, you didn't get a biology credit in 10th grade. And I said, yeah, that class didn't really appeal to me, so I didn't really go. And they're like, well, you should have, because you need to have that credit to graduate. And I said, well, that's kind of a dumb rule too, now that I think about it. And so I tried negotiating. They wouldn't negotiate. And so I said, they said, you're not going to graduate. You got to get a biology credit and you got to come back for a full year to do that. And I'm like, now y'all are smoking crack. And I think that might have been before crack was even a thing. I believe they were actually smoking crack. I'm totally kidding. They weren't. But anyway, so I said, I'm out, and I walked out. And I had taken algebra, trigonometry, analytic geometry, acing all of my high math level, the college level math stuff. And so I walked out. I did not get a high school diploma. And I can remember at some point, I don't remember if it was an English teacher or who it was, but gave, because I was an idiot kid in class. I mean, I really was. I caused a lot of trouble. I spent more time in the principal's office than I spent in class. And some teacher said, "You're never going to amount to anything," or something like that. And now I've written 7 books. I've co-authored, and I've authored 3, and I've co-authored 4 others. Um, I, I mean, it's just mind blowing to me. I'm writing another book right now that I truly think is going to be the most impactful book that I've written. I've done all of these things. And what it took was getting my teeth kicked in. It took being very tenacious, and it took, it just took not giving up. No matter what, not giving up. It took not giving up. Education is often a con, but not always. Have a plan. I didn't have a plan. I had no plan at all. And somehow, I'm not somehow, I can tell you exactly how. I'll tell you exactly how I was able to accomplish what I've accomplished. We'll just turn this into a webinar right now. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to accomplish what I've accomplished. And if you look through my friends list on Facebook, the people I'm friends with, like Mark Victor Hansen, #1 best-selling author of all time. He's written 318 books. He's sold over 500 million books. The co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's the #1 best-selling book of all time besides the Bible. Grant Cardone. Love that dude. Glenn Morshower, my best friend in the world. Been an actor for 45, 46 years. He's been in everything. Like literally. Like you go look at his IMDb page and you're like, oh yeah, he was on Star Trek. Oh yeah, he was, and you can just, amazing guy. Scott McKain, who I just talked about, absolutely phenomenal human being. Some of the people, Kyle Wilson, who was Jim Rohn's business partner for 18 years. Ron White, 2-time U.S. memory champion, good friend of mine, super guy. And so's Kyle. Like these people that I'm mentioning right now are wonderful, wonderful, very, very successful, and not just financially, but in every other way. And they're friends of mine. I have their cell phone numbers. They call me sometimes. It's crazy. So, what it takes. Holly Vaughn, good to see you. I miss seeing you. What it takes to be really super successful, it takes education. You have to learn. I realized at 20 years old that I was an idiot. And I was like, wait a minute. I dropped out of high school. I probably am trying to do things in life that I shouldn't be trying to do because I'm just not that smart. And I said, you know what? These people that are teaching in colleges and high schools, where did they get this information that they're teaching? They got it from somebody else, and they got it from somebody else, and they got it from. So where did it all originate? And where it all originated? I don't know, God. But somehow it all got compiled into a bunch of books. So all I have to do is start reading. If I start reading books, eventually I can have knowledge. I'll know what I'm doing. Or I'll figure it out along the way. I believe your higher self did and do know your perfect path. Oh, thank you, Michelle. That's so nice. Thank you. And I believe that. I believe that. And I receive that. So I started reading. I started reading like a madman. I'm listening to audio tapes of Brian Tracy and Zig Ziglar and all these superstars. Zig Ziglar, another example. I'm friends with all of his kids, Tom Ziegler and Cindy and Julie and just three absolutely amazing human beings, and I'm friends with them. It's mind-boggling. So like, it takes making a decision. It takes making a decision and then taking massive action on that decision. It's like when I said, "Hey, I'm done drinking." If I would have stopped there, that's it. I quit drinking. Not doing it anymore. I know my life's going to be better if I don't drink. Which I had tried 1,000 other times and never had done it successfully. So what was the difference? The difference this time was I made a decision, and I made a decision to go be with other people that had made that decision. I didn't try it on my own anymore. I did not try it on my own anymore. I was like, shit, trying it on my own isn't working. Doesn't work. So I'm going to not try it on my own anymore. And I went and I hung out with other people. I listened to people with 40 years, 50 years of sobriety. I listened to people with a month of sobriety. I listen to people with a year, 10 years, 12, 15, 1, 2, 5, 7, doesn't matter. Like I listen to everybody. And I didn't do it perfectly. They were like, hey, for the first year, no major changes, stay away from dating and stay away, So what did I do? I dated somebody new every week. Not proud of that. But I literally did everything wrong. But what I did do correctly is this one thing. And this is the one thing that if you do this correctly, no matter what you're trying to do, eventually, if you do it long enough, it will work out for you. And that is this. I kept showing up. As imperfect as I was, I had pissed off so many people in Alcoholics Anonymous. They were talking about me behind my back. There were people that hated me when I walked into a meeting because I stole their girlfriend. I'm kidding. That's not the truth. I didn't steal their girlfriend. That didn't happen. I'm kidding. Well, it might have. But anyway, like I kept showing up. No matter how much people talked about me, no matter how much judgment I knew was going on behind my back, no matter how much judgment I knew was going on in front of my face, no matter how much smack people talked to me or about me, I freaking kept showing up. When I screwed up, when I got called out, and when I didn't get called out, I admitted it. I said, I'm sorry. I did everything I could to not do it again. And when I screwed up again, I just kept showing up. And that's the same thing I've done in my business. There's no such. I watched Tommy Mello's live stream today, which was phenomenal. If you're not following Tommy Mello, you should. He is just an amazing guy out in Phoenix. Does, I don't know, $100 million was his goal. I don't know if he hit it this year or not, but I mean, the guy is phenomenal. And they were talking about business and how you finally get there, you finally make it. And I've got another friend that I wrote about in my book, and I'd called this guy back when I first opened my very first office. This guy's doing 100 million, whatever he's doing a year. It's well into 100 million or so. And I called and I said, look, I don't want a loan from you. I don't want money. I just want advice. I want to know something. And he said, what's that? And I said, I want to know, how do you make it? How do you get, I can't, I said, I got one employee and I can't even make payroll. How do you get there? What am I missing? And he said, there's no secret. He said, I guess if there is a secret, here it is. And this changed my life in that moment. The secret is you got to keep running. You got to keep fighting. You got to stay in the ring. And no matter what, don't let that blanking tiger catch you. I said, what's the tiger? He goes, I got to go. I'm teeing off in a minute. And he hung up. And so I thought, what is the tiger? What's this tiger he talked about? I never have found out what the dang tiger is. But you know what? I don't want to know. I'm just going to keep running and I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to stay in the ring. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep doing everything that I can do. And when I've done everything that I think I can do, I'm going to keep doing more. I'm going to follow David Goggins' advice. And he says, when you at the Navy SEAL, if you guys haven't read the book, listen to the book, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. You're missing out on life. But he says that when your body says you have nothing left in the tank, you've done everything you can possibly do, you've only used about 40% of your capability, your potential. 40%. You still have 60% left in the tank. That's how weak we've become as human beings. Our mind tells us way before it's possible to give up, way before we should be giving up. Our mind says, oh my God, my body can't take anymore. You're only at 40%. you're on, and I'll let you listen to the book for the rest. Be prepared for, I mean, he swears like a sailor because he is a sailor. He's considered the baddest man on planet Earth. He is something, Christopher. He is something else, man. Holy crap. But it's that it's, and again, there's things that you may hear that you're like, that's not for me. Whatever your truth is, man, you got to live your truth. Live your truth. Whatever that is. Live your truth. And if people judge you, let them judge you. Here's the thing. This is the thing too. You've got to get this. I don't care how old you are. This might be a pivotal moment for you in life if you get this one thing right here. Ready? Everybody's walking around on this planet worried about what everyone else is thinking, what they're saying about them, how they're judging them. People are going to judge you whether you do right by them or you do wrong by them. They're still going to judge you. Either way, it doesn't matter. They're going to judge you. They're going to talk about you behind your back. Acceptance is the answer to everything that's troubling you. Accept it. Accept that people are going to talk smack about you, especially if you put yourself out there. Especially if you put yourself out there. Does Goggins, he's retired Navy SEAL. I know he's also a full-time speaker, and I'm pretty sure he's a full-time runner. Like he runs 1,000 miles a day or something. It's crazy. This dude is, he's fit. I'll tell you what. 10,000%. I have a big story about that very idea. It's awesome to let it go. No excuses, coach. You've got to, like, people are judging you. I don't care who you are, how great you are. Grant Cardone did an interview with me, got on a live stream with me the day after he finished filming Undercover Billionaire. And he said he was telling the story, Discovery Channel, talking about well, Grant, will your fans, you think your fans will be able to make this a hit show? And he said, my fans will, yeah, they're going to watch it. But he goes, it's my haters that'll make it a hit show. It's the haters that'll make it a hit show. Think about that. Think about how many haters do you have? How many do you have? You got to have a bunch of haters if you really want to make it. And if you don't have some haters, you ain't doing nothing. You're not doing enough. I promise you that. You're not doing enough. And if you think you're going to make everybody happy in life, you're wrong. It's not going to happen ever. And if you're living your life to make everybody else happy, my gosh, you are missing out. You're missing out on your real, true self. You're missing out on why God put you on this planet. And I can promise you, I mean, he put his own son, Jesus Christ, here, and Jesus didn't even make everybody happy. Who do you think you are? I mean, think about that. Who do you think you are? Trying to make everybody happy. Get some haters, embrace them. I'm not saying hate them back, love them. You got to love them. You got to love them. There's this guy, I won't even mention what his profession is, although it does require 8 years of college. And in my opinion, he's just a slime ball. I'll leave it at that. And so on my book on Amazon, my first book, Walls of Wisdom, I had 40, whatever it was, 5-star reviews from people that read the book and loved it and left me a nice review. This guy had made a comment on one, and I was friends with him. He made a really got real political on one of my posts. And I said, I've had enough, because he was already walking the line. This particular post, he went way over the line, actually attacked me personally, made some really foul comments. And I just said, you know what? I'm done. I blocked him. And I blocked him everywhere on social media. You know what this idiot did? He went to Amazon trying to hide his profile. I know how to find out who's who on Amazon. I'm an Amazon influencer. And so he tried to and left me a horrible review on my book. And he never even bought the book. Never even bought it. Never got a copy. Never read my book. You got to have haters. Because now, people go there. I see that on Amazon. Like, you'll see a bunch of 5-star reviews, and then what? How's it? He must be paying all these people to give him all these reviews, which I didn't. I'm very, 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 very grateful for the reviews I've gotten. But, like this one particular guy, I got a 1-star rating. And I think he even says something like, I would give it a minus 5-star rating if I could, or something. Like, dude, thank you for that. Thank you. And you know what? By having haters, because sometimes, when you're in the middle of your own stuff, you can't be objective about your stuff. So having people throwing rocks at you sometimes helps you be more objective about your situation, which it opens the door for you to improve. That's it. I'm actually Maddie. Well, hello, Maddie. So you've made it. I don't know, if you ask Grant Cardone if he's made it, he's going to say something to the effect of, I haven't made it yet, man. I'm hoping that I get my lucky break one of these days soon. And that's kind of the way that I am. Like, and I'm nowhere even remotely close financially as Grant. But I'm doing okay. I do pretty okay. And so, if somebody asked me if I've made it, I would say for today, I feel pretty good about my life, my existence, and what I am doing and what I have left yet to accomplish. So, I don't think the haters are the gauge. I just think the haters, I do believe that the haters turn up the volume for you, because haters will talk more about you than lovers. We all know that, right? You have a negative experience in a restaurant versus a positive, you're going to tell more people about the negative experience than the positive one. It's just the way it is. It's the way the human mind works. So haters will help you grow faster and more than the people who love you. So anyway, listen, I genuinely appreciate all of you. I love you all. I appreciate every comment, everybody sharing this out, everybody being here. Thank you. And yeah, Trump's haters definitely gave him the most effective organic marketing. That is the truth. That is the truth. Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. He's a good dude. I love that dude. Anyway, hey, you guys have a phenomenal, fabulous, fantastic evening. Thank you for popping on here and listening to me ramble for a few. I need to go do something with this sinus thing. My headache's starting to come back on. So I will see you guys later. Have a great evening. Brad French, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Been far too long. I agree with you, man. Far too long. Glad to see you here, bro. So you guys have a great evening, and thank you all for being here, and I will catch you very, very soon. Peace out.